day. So we are back with two new events starting today. Um, Earlier today, I managed to grind out the last level in Hot Rush because EA screwed us over. Anybody who actually started playing Hot Rush a week ago, any of the completed objectives that they did on Friday didn't count, so I had to do a lot of the just grinding away at normal games to clear out my last two levels. So I got my last tier this morning. Um, then finished up the dailies from yesterday before reset, just because I hate making saucer passes, and I've had it 5 days in a row. So it's just kind of brutal. And I played a Sqaud battles game, and I got my ass kicked because my AI took like three penalties back to back in the game, and they end up scoring 3 goals at the end. One was my mistake, which was, it is what it is. But and then the other two though were just softies led in by Brodeur on the PK from the point that he could see. So it's just brutal playing squad battles or basically any hockey right now, just because you can score 40 or take 42 shots, and the enemy team can take 16, and you're still going to lose. The whole reason why I bought this game was because they said that the new pressure system was going to make it so that every game that you're dominating, you are most likely going to win. And that's just not the case. You can score or take 50, 60 shots, and I'm not talking like, pansy shots from the blue line. I'm talking like cross crease chances where the goalie robs you. You get full pressure activated, and he's diving all around making saves. And it's crazy. The goalies still make these saves. So let's start opening these packs up from our rewards that we've been saving and see what we can pull here. Drew Doughty, not bad. Not going to make the team. Sebastian Aho, another 83. Let's see here. Who do I want to take? Most likely just because they're going to go into the trading for a power-up collectible. So let's just take him because none of those guys are going to make the team. Send him to the collection. Let's open up another pack here. Hopefully we can pull some of the new content. One of the new fantasy hockey cards. And nothing really great to choose from. So, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because we're just going to throw these guys in into the power-up collectible trade-ins. I pulled a power-up collectible out of a premium pack yesterday, which was pretty dope. Because those sell for a decent chunk of money on the market. I'm interested in that guy's speed. We'll see. I doubt he'll make the team because, I got Stamkos and Matthews on the fourth line, so it's probably not going to be there, but, trade in. Okay. Let's do this. Squad Battles Rewards Jumbo Pack. Let's give me something good here. And Tampa Bay. Bro. Not bad. Not bad. I might even throw him and replace Brodeur and use Brodeur to trade in now for the next level of icon. I'm only missing one from that set, and I'm 3 players away from another trade-in for gold, which I should be able to get here. Quinn Hughes, not bad. Not going to make the team, but he has just insane speed. Like, look at this guy's speed. It is 92 speed on a base card is just disgusting. I mean, his body checking sucks. But for an offensive defenseman, if you have somebody good that you can pair him with, that would be great. A lot of NHLers, which will be great for team building. but none of the new cards, which kind of sucks. So let's send all those to collection. Let's just crank this open, send all these to the bin. Another jumbo premium pack. Let's go. Okay. Come on. Something from the new event. Somebody good from the new event. That would be nice. A lot of gold cards. NHLers. Theo Fleury is always... I'm a big fan of him. Classic. Nothing great. Doug Gilmour. Oh, love him too. Send all that to collections. Normally I'd go through this slower, but I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time because I usually write everything down and then put everything away after. 500 coins. Come on, guys. Come on, EA. You've been jerking me around for the last week and a half with garbage. It's usually Emily's not her skating, but her power is just unusable. Nothing great so far. A lot of gold cards that just won't make the team. And a lot of them are just fodder at this point. Love that Chris Tanev picture, man. It's like his first picture, he probably had his eyes closed for the thing, and then they're like, nah, man, we gotta take it again. Oh, a lot of crap. Well, all the 80 NHLers I just saved for my team building. Everything else, this is kind of it, guys, unfortunately, for nothing good from the new event. But we'll go over and take a look at the new event cards here in a second. Let's open up this base pack. Probably not going to get anything great, but let's give it a shot here. Lot of crap. Yeah, just lots and lots of it. Quality EA RNG here. Unless you use your MasterCard, I feel like, you know, when you use your MasterCard, things look a lot better. So let's take a look at the fantasy hockey cards, and then we'll take a look at the prototype cards. So let's see what we got here. Sandine, starting off at an 80 level, which is not bad with gold stick 'em up and silver tape to tape. 2 AD, which is something I got activated, so it's not bad. Let's take a look at Drew Doughty here. Seeing Eye, gold shutdown, which is awesome. It is a lot better when, you know, he's a little bit taller, but 6'1", 210 is still a decent defenseman size. So you know, has potential. Now, playmaking forwards is something that I've seemed to had dropped for me all season so far. Silver Unstoppable Force, which for me, I know Sleeves is like really big into it, but for me, it's just anybody who knows how to hit in the new system, I find is just like, it doesn't matter whether or not you have truculence or whatever. It's just the new system is very difficult to avoid somebody who knows how to hit. Lucas Raymond has potential. Detroit's not doing too bad this year, which is kind of crazy. Nothing crazy so far. Man, I would have loved to have pulled something from this event, but I don't think I'm gonna get any lucky. I don't think this is Jersey is a big idea. I don't think Suzuki either is going to be. I just don't think Montreal is going to do well this year. I mean, I love silver close quarters, right? Even with the huge nerf they did to it, it's still like pretty decent, right? It's very good to get it. Very easy to still get it activated. It just doesn't have the bonus accuracy that it used to, and you literally have to be beside the net in order to get it activated. You can't be in the circle. Um, Not a big fan of him. Not a big fan. Mercer, on the other hand, now New Jersey, I don't know. They're looking pretty good this year. I'm not a big New Jersey fan. Um, but that being said, I like guys who score. So Mercer might be a good sleeper pick, especially with the silver close quarters. Oliver Bonk. I wonder if he's related to Radek Bonk. Used to play for the Ottawa Senators back in the day. Silver shutdown. He is 6'2", which is good for that ability. We got another lefty with elite edges with on a two-way defenseman, which is kind of dumb. But it is what it is. Let's see. What did they put Zegras at? Now this would be an amazing card to pull because if you haven't got his X Factor and you want the skilled up, which makes pulling off the Michigan a lot more fun because the animation is just stupid quick when you do it. This would be a really nice card to pull where you don't have to like invest in an X Factor in order to really play with that ability. Let's see, what else do we got here? Dallin. Nothing crazy. Bernier's. I mean, they had a killer game last night. What was it last night? They got like 7 goals, one game. Silver close quarters. I mean, it has potential, but I don't know. I don't know. I also don't know how well Philly is going to do this year. I'm not in love with their lineup, to be honest. Um, and I feel like off the rush is just it's just so difficult to actually get it to activate. It's just very inconsistent, which is kind of annoying. Thunderclap, I find isn't as powerful as it should be. It definitely needs a buff. That's why, like, when you see these, like when it costs like 2 points, the way that they allocate how many points an ability should be is based off of the number of people who use that ability. So all the most expensive perks, like shutdown and close quarters, the reason why those are expensive is just because the majority of the community is using those abilities and have them activated. And instead of buffing the ones that don't get activated, like Thunderclap and stuff like that, it's unfortunately they just lower the points value for having them activated in your lineup. So just kind of dumb. Nothing really jumping out of me other than this Zegras. If somebody could get this Zegras, looks like a fantastic card because he's going to do good this year. And then you also don't have to invest in that X Factor card to start playing with skilled up, which is kind of great. Let's take a look at the other event that dropped today, the prototypes event, and see what we got here. Let's take a look, see what we got. We got Mitch Marner. Taking a look at Mitch Marner now. So this is the MSP. So at tier 5, you're gonna get elite edges and third eye, which I mean it suits his play style, but third eye for me is just with the new passing system, it's really useless. His speed's decent. Acceleration is awesome. I find elite edges on anything over 90 though is just not as useful. Um, it's his body checking is kind of weak, but that's not why you have Mitch Marner in the lineup. Let's take a look at Brad. What's up, Brad? Okay, let's see. How did they build him? Truculence, of course, and Unstoppable Force. That's a great duo. It's just his speed is brutal, dude. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal speed. I don't know if you're gonna make an MSP and invest into it and you have 86 speed when it's maxed out, like it's just even if you throw on, and get the synergies activated with, big hitting, a lot of strength on the puck, but I mean, the speed is just not there. So why would you invest that much into an MSP when there's so many other better options? The 89 speed is kind of a lot better. Um, you got quick draw, which is awesome, but especially considering he has 89 face-offs, but it's only a silver, which I mean, I guess it's just very situational, right? So if you're going to be throwing him kind of like at the bottom of your lineup in kind of a situation where you have to win a draw and you're going up against a MasterCard team where they have Gretzky or something like that, and you need somebody with high faceoffs that can win a draw, having silver close quarters without the ability point investment activated on somebody lower in your lineup, might be a way to go because, you know, I find stick 'em up doesn't really do great on anybody under 6'2". And because he is only 175 pounds, his body checking is okay. Like with the new hitting system, he'll still hit well, but I don't know. I find this card is going to be a lot more situational. Um, so I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Who else do we got? Taves. It's interesting, interesting, interesting. So we got Taves with silver stick him up and tape to tape. I mean, his speed isn't horrible. It's more his acceleration that I'm concerned about because if you get somebody who's got a MasterCard team, their cards are going to be really, really fast, and you need a defenseman that can get back. And with that acceleration, I don't know. It's going to be tough. You know, there's not too many cards that can compete with McDavid's speed, and that's why, especially being only 6'1" with stick him up, is doesn't look like a fantastic option. Gudash, right D. There isn't a lot of good right D that I've seen that I'm in love with, but Gold Truculence is, when if you let your computer run your AI, which I recommend, just because if you're controlling your defenseman and somebody's doing a cross crease pass, your defenseman is unable to intercept the pass when you're in control of him. He can deflect it, but most of the time it's going to get through, especially when you're in front of the net. It's just some sort of weird bug that when you're in front of the net, you're playing a defenseman. For some reason, he just has this less of an ability than when the AI does in picking up, cross crease passes. So I usually just let my defense be controlled by the AI, and then I usually, you know, control the center and try to cut off either the guy in the circles or a pass to the point. So I mean, Gold Truculence is of course awesome, but he has 95 body checking already, so it's kind of his synergies are kind of weak. He's a great physical defenseman, but his speed is just unusable at max tier. It's not going to work. Let's see, Caroline Harvey. Great speed, weak shot power, which kind of sucks. That's just the problem with the way that they punish a lot of the female cards. There's only a few that are like really, really good. Sarah Knight is a fantastic card. Poulin is not bad, but Knight is obviously better. Rick Nash, he was a lot of fun to watch. He was a lot of fun to watch back in the day. But 85 speed, especially. And I don't understand why he's a sniper. Like back in the day, he was more of a power forward, and they gave him unstoppable force for that reason. But his speed is just, 85 is kind of brutal. See here, this is what I like right here. Jerome Iginla, just an amazing, amazing player to watch back in the day. half decent speed and acceleration, this would be, a half decent. Jerome would be a great pull just because I like him. Jay Boomeister, you know, half decent speed, great defensive awareness, especially when you get defenseman activated, which is not hard because you only need three. Um, and usually I find a lot of like bronze and silver goalies that have either defensive defenseman or two-way D as one of their synergies. So it's very easy to activate two defensive synergies without having to have, you know, a perfectly set defensive lineup. Chris Draper. His speed's not bad for his overall, but I mean, he's only 80 on faceoffs, which is brutal. Because, I mean, like Suzuki, I have Suzuki's X Factor, and then Suzuki's X Factor has um, 82, but he has that gold face-off ability, which makes it a lot more usable. It's still crap because if you face any type of MasterCard team, you're screwed. Um, Big Joe, just the speed, you know. It's like if he's 44, yeah, that's his speed. But if it's him back in the day on San Jose, then no. LaRock, man, he did some very funny commercials. I don't know if you guys saw his commercials. I felt like he was a better spokesperson in those commercials than an actual player. But if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, then maybe. But that card is just brutal on so many levels. Let's take a look at how you get these cards and see what type of exchange rates they're going to give us and if they're balanced, because the last event when they came out was brutal when it came to the balancing. So let's take a look at these bad boys. Okay, so to make Mitch Marner, you're going to need one of the prototype collectibles, because we could not have more collectibles in the game. To make a prototype collectible, you need 8 any overall gold player, or 7, I'm guessing 80s. Yeah, so 7 80s, 6 81s. I'm guessing is this 82? Yeah, 3 82s, which is not bad. That's actually a great value, because I think the Headliners event was 4 82s. So that might be better. Not that any of the MSPs were fantastic, but the exchange rates look pretty freaking decent. I don't like having to trade in such a high level card like an 85, and you're only gonna get a base pack and three collectibles. Like when you go to the headliner event, was it the headliner event on the exchange? Let's take a look. Oh, it was 382s. Take a look at that. So when they first released it, you'd get a premium pack in addition to the headliners collectibles. So they must have changed it. Let's go to the fantasy hockey event. Take a look here. So we got 2 weeks to take advantage of these deals. So 40 gold players for 1 collectible, or 35.80 overalls. That's really freaking expensive. I'm guessing this is 81. Yeah. Is this 82? 15. That's not bad, because I think anything under 20 makes it profitable. When I did the math on the last event for 82s, 5. That's kind of still like that. You know that the other event is just a brutal event. 4, 5, 84s. 584s. And you're gonna get two, and then see here, player pack for 585s. I guess the other one you're only trading in 185, and here you're trading in five. And maybe that's why they did the balancing, is just because now you only need to trade in one. Um, the Suzuki is 36, and so is the Zegras. That doesn't seem very balanced. The Zegras seems where it's at. You're gonna need 36 collectibles to make him. That's a lot of collectibles. Week 1 random hockey player. Is it a choice pack? Yeah, choice of 3. So, I mean, I do not like those odds because the only one that I think was really worth it was Zegras. But, if you're a big, you know, fan of, Drew Doughty or whoever, then, make who you like. Let's see what else is in here. How many collectibles? It's 32. 32 collectibles, and to get that type of collectibles, you're trading in a lot of cards. A lot of cards for that. So that's 32 collectibles, which is, let's say you're just using golds, like low-level golds. That's, you know, 40 times, 32. That's just an insane amount of fodder you're going to be wasting. It's way better to use 79 and under non-NHLers for the icons. Anything that's NHLers, obviously, just throw in your team builders. Anything 80 NHLers using team builders. 80 and 81 cards, I would throw. I would save for the team of the month cards because the rates for the team of the month is a lot better for the star of the month player. Sorry, just for how many, like you're trading 780 overall cards for one of these collectibles, and when you look at the star month cards, you're going to be using them temporarily until you get a decent card. But the exchange rates for getting like an 86 overall are way better. It's only 22 collectibles instead of the 32 for the other, and they're going to play very, very similarly. And the advantage of the Star of the Month cards is that there's going to be new Stars of the Month every month. So when you're using your 80 and 81 cards to trade in for those collectibles, you can use them. Those collectibles are going to be good all year, whereas this event is 2 weeks. Let's throw these in here while I'm thinking of it, because I guarantee you I'm just going to forget in like 5 minutes. Was it silver collectibles I got last time? I don't know. I'll check after. Let's go back to the fantasy hockey event and see what else. So to make this event really worth doing, you really have to start just trading in either your 82s, and even then, using your 82s for a power-up collectible, I think is a better turn-in rate. Where it gets serious is your 83s and 84s. Your 85s, I wouldn't unless you have like a goalie and you already have like an 85 overall goalie, just because the 85 goalies I find don't sell for enough value on the market. Whereas the players, like if you get an 85 Matthews, like I did out of a pool, he's not going to sit high up in your lineup, because if you get like the Austin Matthews Live Moments card, which is an 86 overall, or you have his X Factor, Austin Matthews is not going to be cracking your top lineup unless you are more of a player who just kind of doesn't have a lot of time to game. Then if you have a weaker team, then obviously Matthews is going to be on your top line, but I find most players who are playing right now have been playing for like the last couple of weeks. So they have, the X factors and a couple of the free team builders and stuff like that. Let's take a look at the trade-in value for the power-up collectibles at the 82s. Oh, it's 15 as well. So I guess they balanced it. Um, so you can either get a power-up collectible or one collectible for the fantasy hockey event. Which, I mean, you need a ton of them in order to make one. So I find the 82s are just not going to be do it. You're going to need to trade in a whole bunch of your 83s and 84s if you've been saving those primarily for this event. And then it's just going to be who you like, right? Let's take a look at the cards one last time before I take off. Because other than Zegras, I'm not kind of in love with any of the cards. They just kind of look kind of weak to me. It would be nice if, like Zegras is 74. I wonder, was Doughty and Sandin the same? I guess they gave them a higher overall because they're not going to be scoring as much, so they get a higher overall to start with. Which makes sense, but they still cost the same to make, which I find is kind of dumb. But I mean, your choice is Zegras. Let's take a look here at Hurdle's card, because I don't think I did that last time. Now, Hurdle has a really low starting overall. So it's just a matter of like, are you a San Jose Sharks fan? Like, Sleeveless is gonna make this. Like, that's probably gonna be the first thing he's gonna do is make this card because you know how much he loves Unstoppable Force. He's got fantastic speed for a 72 overall card, and he's got 80 speed and 80 in acceleration. As Hurdle scores, that's just gonna go up. So it has the possibility of being a CUD card, but I just don't see San Jose having the offense and Hurdle getting the points to make him, a usable card post December. Like, you're gonna have so many other options. For me, like, the best bet is gonna be Zegras. I just don't see out of the ones that you can make, like Drew Doughty, Sandin, I just don't see them doing really well. Like LA has a chance, but the issue that I have with Drew Doughty is just they gave him Silver Shutdown, or Gold Shutdown, sorry, and they gave him Seeing Eye, which I feel like this card is stuck in between an offensive defenseman and a two-way defenseman, where it's just like they've kind of like pushed his stats two ways instead of like specializing the card where it's like good in one slot. They've tried to make him average in two slots, and when you do that, it's just it doesn't work in Hut just because when you're facing those MasterCard teams, which is what I think most people should build their teams for, is if they're trying to make their teams better. Right now, you want to choose cards that is going to make playing the people who spend money on the game, which is a lot of people who are drop hundreds of dollars on this game, which I wouldn't recommend just because the odds of getting good cards are really low. You have to spend hundreds of dollars to build these MasterCard teams that these guys come out with to get like Gretzky and the McDavid X Factor. It's just not worth it. But to compete with these teams, whether or not you're a player who only plays online versus if you're a player who plays, squad battles, it's just really competitive right now just because everybody's playing and your rewards are based off of your rank on a leaderboard. So you need to be playing on All-Star just to get in like Elite 1, Elite 2. Which means if you're facing these MasterCard teams, you're going to need to build your team with cards that are not true Doughty, because this card is not great at one thing. It's average at two things, and you need to pick those cards that are going to counter what the other teams are going to do. And unfortunately, it's like even Zegras, like he's a great option, and if he gets, high 90s or even low 90s, he'll be a lot of fun to use, but he's going to be a situational card. He's going to be great for if you have to play moments, because when you're playing moments on Superstar, the Michigan is pretty reliable in terms of scoring if you know how to do it properly. And if you don't, then Zegras is going to be awesome because his zone ability is just makes that animation that much faster. So not a lot of great picks. If you can pull Mercer, that would be fantastic. Um, Even Lafreniere would be a great pick as well. Um, Lucas Raymond has potential. It's just Detroit this year has looked so on and off again. Like even their announcers, they brought in the announcers from their NFL, and the guy's monotone while Detroit is kicking ass in their opening game. They were up like 2-0. They're on the power play, and this guy's like talking like it's a golf match. And they spent most of the time while Detroit was on the power play talking about the Bills game. It was like, are you serious? This is who you have announcing your games on your broadcast? It was really brutal. Um, where's the delusional announcers that, announce the Leaf games who are like think that the Leafs are God's greatest gift to hockey? You need those guys announcing your games. So, I don't know. That's just my rant. Um, just not a lot of good options. Not a lot of good options for this event. I'm kind of disappointed in the amount of choices that they have for the fantasy event. Um, but we'll see. Zacha, with the lineup changes to Boston this year, has a lot of potential, but I feel like the ability, like Big Rig, is just number one. They screwed up by taking away the protect the puck ability with the X or A button, whichever you play on. Um, so you have to use your right stick to protect the puck, and when you're trying to do any type of wrap maneuver or coming out and passing it in front, you're is just very very dumb. Plus, when you click your right stick, you go into the reverse hit animation, and I am just uh, unable to unlearn not to click my right stick. It just happens all the time. So you bring it out in front, and then suddenly I click my right stick and I lose it. So Big Rig, while it's good in theory, I don't think it's going to be good in this mode. Maybe if you're playing, Chell, Big Rig is fantastic, but um, it's just not useful when with the new hitting system. It's it just isn't, unfortunately. Unstoppable Force definitely is like a little bit better. Because it activates when you're off balance instead of when you're protecting the puck. So it doesn't require you to be in that animation. Gives you a lot more freedom to do stuff with the puck. Um, so this is why I think this card's an option, but I guess it just comes down to how lucky you are. Obviously, when I did my pulls earlier, I was very unlucky. I got a lot of crap, and I'm going to spend a lot of time offline putting all that crap away. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go do that, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Keep your stick on the ice.